Ah, what a nice video. I wanted to try out... Well, actually, I've done a Gauntlet before, but I wanted to show you what a Gauntlet can be like if you give it a little bit of love. Fire wands, that's what I want. Fire... actually, that wouldn't be a terrible idea. Let's go for it. A Gauntlet! I don't know when they ended this, but they had it recently. Also, they changed the whole insight thing. The whole money-making scheme. Used to be cheap and easy, now it's disconnected and harder. Also, I think you unlock hero perks different. Or maybe it is just mastery. Anyway, as you can see, the Gauntlet floor is a bit different than your average floor. I got a really good spell, though. I got such a good one. Ah, one of my favorites. Having some graphical issues. I noticed that a bunch of different spells are having that problem. There's a staff, I forgot which one, that has a similar issue. Don't forget the alt fire on this one is fantastic for setting enemies on fire. It's not good for damage, but it'll set them on fire, baby. So the Gauntlet is basically one big room where all the resources pile up over time, because, you know, that's how that works. Man, I really feel that I'm a level baby. Also, Gauntlets, as you can see, you can level up even when it's not your turn. That's pretty good for a long thing like this. This is also really good, because there's going to be lots of dudes, and we're going to have lots of chances to really exploit that. If you're wondering why enemies are exploding, that's because of this particular weapon. It has the special effect, while equipped, fire explosions when defeating burning enemies. And since it's a pretty good weapon, it's got a 2% proc chance. But, as I mentioned, the alt fire shoots a pretty good spray of status ailment. Ah. So, Blaze, is it any good? Not really. I mean, if it's having this much difficulty with a bunch of mooks, I don't know how much difficulty it's going to have with anything big. But it has a bunch of status effects and things that it can put on you if you are willing to wait around a bit. Man, that feels weak. Yeah. Perk. While using Blaze. This is terrible. This is how you upgrade Blaze. It just makes you a stationary turret over time. I don't know how many levels there are to it, but can't be good. As you can see, we've already managed to use our curse ability. I think these guys are... Yep. I thought you could... Yeah, I could poison them. That DPS isn't much, but it'll help. As you can imagine, anything that boosts your combat potential is useful, because enemies just pile up over time. It's a wave-based room, like when you open a chest. So you want to get something for that. If you want to choose weapons that can cover multiple sections of ground. Getting the Archon staff to deal with flying goons like these is a great one. I have some variety in the Dutch kitchen, as they say. Again, don't be shy. Don't be shy with that fire effect. Set enemies on fire, ignore them for a while. Don't worry about it. Wow, they get affected by the fire explosion, that heat that he caused. I can't believe you did cursed you like that. How could he do that? How could you dare be such an asshole? Really good for just spraying a bit and hoping that you hit something. Because again, damage over times are best used. Oh, the curse effect is so good. So this guy is resistant to anything that's not basic. Except, if I recall correctly, Blaze's Fire Beam ignores elemental resistances despite being fire elemental, which is a very awkward compromise to make to compensate for the fact that it's a single element type, unlike Flask, which, you know, 1 in 3 chance of being dog shit most of the time. But yeah, it actually makes it uniquely good. This guy's ice, and when he explodes, he turns into several lightning. I don't like these guys because they feel a little bit. I would prefer they were just one or the other instead of both. But I guess dudes that spawn more dudes is becoming a bit of a common stereotype. As you can see, we have way too much barrier. I would love something that gives me more damage. Ooh, that's really good. Would pick it if I wasn't in the bats with Flex. Ooh, that's really good because I can guess. Oh, let's take a look. The fire rate ain't great, but the damage is getting up there. And I'm looking to get this thing a bit more oomph. Yeah, unless I can get a... You'll see how it works, but essentially we get special floors condensed down. So, oh, you might get a store, or oh, you might get something else. Now, to compensate for the fact that gold is now only really used for in-floor, because yes, at this point, I was so far along with mastery and buying things that I didn't need the money. I had 1,000 gold in reserve back at base. So, for the most part, I was just kind of... Oh yeah, at some point a boss shows up. At some point, I just didn't care about the money I had in the game. So I just always bought everything I wanted at a store, which is kind of bad, because, you know, I'm not interacting with the systems in an interesting or fun way. So as you can imagine, see, the damage on this is just not that exciting. But he's gone nonetheless, and we get ourselves a level up. I mean, I kind of want the health. Oh, it actually shows me all the basic stats up there. Health is nice, but I think right now, getting my wand to be anything good... Fire rate is really the nice one there. I don't have Lone Shark, which is always nice to have, because coins are going to fall, and coins they give more experience than... I think they give a set amount or something, because they always seem to give me more than most gems do, which is probably because they're... But expect, you know, they're not always and everything. That is a staff I'm going to look and level up because he doesn't have any mastery. He's got 3. So, is it good? No. Is it bad? No. It's just alright. It ain't that, though. And elements-wise, that would be the better idea. I have a red crystal. I want to keep it. I think I like the DOT, though. Double DOT is always nice to have. Do I have conversion? Yeah. I for some reason, forgot. Anyway, this is a pretty decent DPS weapon. It ain't gonna blow your socks off, but, you know, those guys will explode when they touch you. So if you're not minding the damage, or you're just looking for something to do some damage to trigger something like Scaredy Cat or Fury, then go nuts. Just let them bonk you. Ain't gonna hurt you. Well, it will. That's the point. Sometimes what you're looking for... Okay, this is starting to get a bit... this is why gauntlets are the way they are. I think these guys are weak to... Don't forget that they're lightning-based and therefore function like lightning-based and they're resistant to it. After using Blaze, elemental fire rate. Oh, I thought it was good. I guess it's just shit. Thank you. Cool. I hate it. You know, I love that. I thought Billy Blaze was amazing, but I guess it was very cocky of me. I'm so used to that other game where you do constantly want to be futzing around with the headshots. Bit late, and the DOT took care of him. Well, I still have a lot of oh, hi. I don't know why it doesn't show you the proc gens on alts. Maybe the proc gens on alts is always 100%. Who knows? Always nice when they explode. I'm still there. Because I'm still standing. I wonder, does that one perk that gives you bonuses on spells and fire, I wonder if that doubles up. I hope it doubles up. That'd be great. We got some XP. Shield points. Considering what we're doing, that's great, but we got a couple floors ahead of us, don't we? Doesn't tell us here. I think the better idea is to go for that. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff going on for my wand, but as it stands, I got mana, so... Respect your wand, but don't lean on it. You'll snap it on the way down. I think you're weak to lightning, fire, or something of the sorts. I wish the Gauntlet had a radar, because just in general, I think that cleanup is just a pain. Yes, when you get down to the last few baddies, it'll show your red outline through the walls, but not at all times, and that's the problem. Ah, my thumb is acting up. I've been playing a lot lately, and I need to ease up on that. As you can see, Blaze lasts longer than it should. I don't know why, but it has like a mama where it can cheese on. Those 30 waves, by the way, you get 15 for a break. Every length point, I think, adds 50 more waves. So if you're ever wondering, well, how am I doing? There you go. Which means that we are a couple of fights away from victory. I like gauntlets. I also don't like gauntlets. There's something about it that I really like. It focuses on the fight, but it does give you less special rooms. And they feel longer because, while enemies do spawn all over the place, I need to find them all the time. it never really piles up nicely. So you're constantly fighting unless you let him. It just never feels good. After defeating an enemy with... I don't care about either of those. Get those out of here. Ew. Oh, sure, let's go for some shield. Shield's not great, but if I ever do get hurt, it's a nice thing to have. That's what you're going for with shield. You're not going for something because it makes sense. Ah. Resistant to poison. Well, he has a walking armor. It's just that that rule doesn't apply to a lot. Like, how am I setting this guy on fire? He's armor. Riddle me that one, Batman. And Batman's gonna go somewhere like, I'm Batman. And everyone's like, we don't care. Blaze Trigger is an interesting combination attack. Cool. Now we got a problem. Because I hate those guys. Very special kind of way. As you can see, they kind of just bounce all over the place. And they're pretty annoying to deal with. The Archon Staff, I've noticed, is a fantastic weapon against them because the automatic zippy zaps immediately targets them while they're nearby. And since they're universally always going to be... Ooh, we got a problem. Oh, no, it's him. I thought we were dealing with a certain other asshat. But no, we're dealing with this one. We're dealing with this clown. Some bosses definitely feel like they don't know 100% how to handle themselves in these contexts, but... What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gotta do when they come for your daddy? I don't know. I'll probably be very upset and write a polite letter. As you can see, fire damage over time, if you are patient, if you are a patient soul, and you let time do its work, it lives up to its potential. Especially since I have that fire explosion going on. Never even have to use this red crystal. I always do that. It's like you could just stand still, but then I limit myself in other ways. Oh, that's real good. Especially after I sacrificed some. If you pick a Mac health upgrade, I don't think it gives you that health, the difference. So, good luck, Trump. That's it. That's the video you're getting for today. It ain't always too. Oh wait, there's more floors. I thought this would be it. I mean, hey, that's awesome. I like the Norse cannon. Very nice. Will give me a good. Can I even afford? I can't afford it, so it's not even worth it. Don't do full health. Okay, I guess we got more floors. What are we looking at? Threat 5, 45 waves. This is a great weapon for two reasons. One, it's actually really strong. Wait. It's all attacks. Why doesn't it just say fire rate then? I don't get it. Yes, the Storm Hook is amazing. Oh, you're electric. Gotcha. Well, you learn something every day. It has amazing single target damage. The Altfire is a cloud that's actually pretty good for hitting large swaths of dudes. You got a dude problem, you use that thing and it'll just blow them up. It has some problems though. It definitely has some problems. Okay, I'm getting slower. But this is a way oomfier now. Double 6%. Can't argue with that. Oh, I really don't like the pickup range you normally have. The normal pickup range is terrible. One of the things I almost always take is telekinetic grab, because man, your pickup range is remarkably tiny without it. In case you wonder, electricity mostly just gives enemies a slight jolt. It makes them slower. Attack slower too. For a while, it actually made you as a player incapable of attacking at all, which was awful for what it was. It basically locked you down. Now it's just half fire rate, which is still pretty bad, but at least you can do something. And you're not just a sitting duck. Okay, so as I mentioned, that's pretty good, right? Also, it's a piercing attack. It's got everything! You need some AoE? It's got some AoE. You need some single target damage with piercing? Just for kicks? There you go, bucko. Here at Big Bill's Emporium, we got it all! Let's go hunting. I wish to enter a combat with mine. Gosh, my head is always busy. Even while I'm playing this high-octane video game, my brain is like, man, how would I respond to X situation? How would I respond to X situation? Oh no. Unfortunately, thine fine armor is no match for just a big fat spear. Bradley Fire Immunity, just nice to have. Also some slight elemental damage reduction. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't go up to Mom and goes, man, Mom, that was a nice pie. Thank you for the 5% elemental damage resistance. That'll come in handy when I make my next pie. I have no basic damage. This still blows. Again, this guy is vulnerable to basic, but resistant to literally everything else. At least he's not a summoner. Summoners just suck because they're summoners. Summoning all over the place like a dweeb. No poison, huh? You should just boil it all out. Ooh. Well, that's... It's actually a very satisfying sound of like a spear impaling the ground. Thank you. Oh, these guys are weak to thunder, right? Like, the fire rate ain't great, but if you're just looking for something to hit him, get him, baby. Sure shot is always nice to have, no matter what you're doing. By the way, it's one of those perks that's if you don't have a diverse portfolio or you're early in the run, you might as well take it because it will, in some cases, double your damage output. Like, that's how you should really look at perks like that. Like, okay, I can't cover all my elemental bases, and there's some dudes who are resistant to everything but basic. Getting that little extra oomph is always... Oh. Ooh. You're here, huh? Despite everything. Not resistant. Now, even though this boss doesn't have the usual shield mode that it will eventually swap into. He does everything that almost all bosses do, which is at some point he gates. He just takes like 10% normal damage and just does whatever the hell he feels like during that time. Oh, Urian, you're such a goober. Almost done. And Dunzo Kablamzo. I've overcome the Gauntlet challenge. See, that coin gave me so much experience. Jesus. What is the deal with coin food? Well, Sirius, you blew it. Your fire rate reduction is something you constantly feel. Ugh. Didn't even level up, huh? Oh, you're so close, you jackass. Ooh. Stat. Oh, I already got that max, because that's so good. That is... You'd be surprised how much benefit you get out of this. Also, apparently, blood fountains and mana fountains give you extra maximum HP and MP. Didn't know that. Very useful to know. Very useful to know. As you can see, I really like damage. But you have to remember that this replaces those itty-bitty bonuses you had all over the place for everyone. I kind of like that. I kind of like that that's where a lot of mastery was found. It was like, oh, if you use the weapons every other way. But it was like 1%. And that, in turn, is very, very tough sell. Very tough sell. I started with like 321 of them. A lot. Now I get insight instead of money. What was that icon used before? Because I think I that icon... Who knows? That was great. Bye.